Hearing is resumed.
Mr. Chair,
Before we proceed, before I recognize Congressman Abante, allow the chair first to state the parliamentary status of the hearing today. The parliamentary status is that we temporarily suspended deliberations on the issue earlier to give way to a motion that was unanimously approved by the body to allow Colonel Padilla, our witness, and grant him his request of an executive session. At the moment, we have already completed the deliberations under an executive session, and now we will resume and continue our second topic for today, and temporarily suspend if there is a motion from any member.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Abante.
I therefore so move to suspend the hearing of THAK and commence with the hearing of Pogo. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. There is a motion to suspend deliberation on the topic of the extrajudicial killings. Duly seconded, and hearing no objection, the motion is approved. Now we will proceed to our next topic for today, which is the topic on illegal POGOs. May we ask COMSEC that all resource persons related to the issue of POGO be seated on the right side of the hall.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, JJ Suarez.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, while we're waiting for the resource persons to get comfortable in the hall, may I ask for the wisdom of the chair with regards to the information that was divulged during the concluded executive session?
Thank you, Congressman Suarez. Yes, under our rules, we cannot disclose what has been discussed under an executive session. So, in this case, we are presently evaluating the discussions we made earlier under an executive session. And later on, we'll have a committee action as to whether we will divulge this information or not. So, in the meantime, let us allow the Secretariat, who has taken down notes on that executive session, and we will take committee action at the appropriate time.
Thank you very much. So sa pag-unawa ko po, Mr. Chair, ipinapakiusap po natin sa lahat ng mga miyembro ng Kongreso na nandoon sa executive session na kung ano man ang kanilang narinig, kung ano man ang kanilang nakita, ay huwag na po muna na i-divulge po ito sa publiko habang ito po ay nasa pagsusuri ng komitiba. Tama po ba ito?
That is correct, Congressman Suarez.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So we will now proceed with we have a list of members who wish to interpolate on the topic of POGO. May we know, COMSEC, if Attorney Harry Roque is present?
Mr. Chair, he has not presented himself today, and he has not also confirmed his attendance in today's hearing.
Mr. Chair,
Oh, yeah, Congressman Risto.
I wish to make a manifestation regarding Attorney Harry Roque.
Please proceed.
Of course, we are all aware that we invited him in today's hearing. We likewise directed the Committee Secretariat to issue a subpoena regarding the production of pertinent documents. Among others are the deed of sale of the multinational subdivision lot, including the tax returns. That includes also the IDR, Spouses Roque and Bianchang Corporation. That includes even the SALN from 2016 to 2022. And we even required a trust agreement, which he made mention when he was asked about the transfer of shareholdings from Spouses Roque to Attorney Percival Ortega in 2020. Notwithstanding the pronouncement of the committee about the issuance of the subpoena, although the same has not been served to Attorney Harry Roque, this representation, and I understand the committee as well, is in possession of the motion to quash the order of the Quad Committee requiring him to submit these documents. And with the permission of the Chair, I wish to enlighten the committee why this should be denied. Among the issues that were raised, Mr. Chair, number one, the documents which are being required according to Attorney Harry Roque are not relevant. Contrary to what he said in the case of Arnold versus Nazareno, this is July 18, 1950. There are two tests for the relevance of documents. One is its materiality to the subject matter, and second is its materiality to the purported legislation. With respect to its materiality to the subject matter, let us remember that one of the controversies that we are investigating right now is the Pogo operation. Amid the overwhelming circumstantial evidence of his connection, Attorney Harry Roque's connection to Lucky South, the Pogo operation, he vehemently denies this connection to the same. In the last hearing, he even articulated that his money did not come from Pogo. I wish to remind the committee that during those times, Attorney Harry Roque was the presidential spokesperson, a government official whose income is very much limited. This notwithstanding, we were able to show to the public the sudden increase of his assets in Biancham Corporation and the other subsidiaries. At this point, Mr. Chair, I maintain that the documents which are being required are relevant to the subject matter of the investigation. Because if Harry Roque will not be able to prove the sources of his assets, then there is a possibility indeed that will support his connection to this Pogo operation. With respect to the relevance to the purported legislation, possible legislation, if we are able to prove, Mr. Chair, that the documents will support Attorney Harry Roque's involvement to Pogo operation, the committee will likely consider revisiting and amending, among others, RA 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, the Code of Professional Responsibility of Government Officials, Anti-Money Laundering, Corporation Law, and even the Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability for Lawyers. The foregoing is apart from the need to amend various laws which we have established already. For one, the PSA Charter concerning the fictitious birth certificate that we have discovered already, the immigration law concerning the issuance of visa, the backward charter concerning the licensing of Pogo, and at least the cybercrime law, which is RA 10175. Second, Mr. Chair, he invoked his right against self-incrimination. I wish to share the case of De La Cruz versus People. Ito pong right against self-incrimination ay ginagamit lamang sa testimonial evidence. And what we are requiring from Attorney Harry Roque are object evidence or documentary evidence and therefore not covered by the right against self-incrimination. Third, Mr. Chair, he invoked his right against privacy. In the case of Standard Chartered Bank versus Senate Committee on Banks, it pronounced the long-standing case of Sabio versus Gordon. The right of the people to access information on matters of public concern generally prevails over the right to privacy. In other words, in the hierarchy of rights, Mr. Chair, mas mataas po ang right to information kaysa sa right to privacy. Finally, Mr. Chair, he likewise invoked his right to due process. Two important elements of due process, notice and hearing. And We are all witnesses that we have been according this right to him since day one of the Quadcom hearing. In this light, Mr. Chair, I respectfully move that we deny, we disregard the motion to quash that was filed by Attorney Harry Roque.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luis. There's a motion to deny the motion to quash presented before the Quad Committee by Attorney Harry Roque on the subject of subpoena duces on several documents required by the committee from Attorney Harry Roque. Is there any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved. The committee denies the motion to quash of Attorney Harry Roque.
Mr. Chairman,
Congressman Paduano.
just a point of clarification. Since it was denied, does it follow that the motion last time to issue subpoena is in effect?
Can you please...
Mr. Chair, may I comment?
Okay, Attorney Congresswoman Luis.
I humbly submit that the subpoena is still in effect. However, our challenge is it was not served to this date. It has not yet been served to this date. So I wish to suggest, humbly recommend to Quadcom that whenever we issue a subpoena, I hope we can adopt a template. So right on the same date and time, we have the resource speaker receive all the subpoena. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro. Congressman, please take note of the manifestation of Congresswoman Luistro.
Mr. Chair, just a inquiry germane to the motion earlier raised by Congresswoman Luistro. Since we have
Let me just
already...
state for the record that the committee has not, the motion to quash of Attorney Roque is not in a proper motion because he has not received any subpoena yet or any, none of the subpoenas has been served by the committee secretariat yet at that point. So yes, Congressman Diong.
Thank you. Nevertheless, Mr. Chair, I would just like to inquire from our secretariat because I believe during the past committee hearings when all these documents were requested for Harry Roque to submit, he was here during those committee hearings. And may I confirm from the secretariat, based on our records, did Harry Roque, in fact, he and accepted the request of this committee for him to submit all these documents? Can Mr. Chair and Secretariat confirm this?
Comsec?
He has committed, right?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. During the August 22 public hearing, the committee requested Attorney Roque to submit all those documents mentioned, and he promised, he committed that he will submit it. And then on August 27, we sent a letter reminding him of his commitment to submit those documents. And on the 28th, he was absent. He was supposed to submit those documents on the 28th, but he was absent. He sent a letter of excuse, citing his his hearing of the International Arbitral Tribunal. In his motion to quash, he referred to that August 27 letter reminding him of those committed documents that he will submit.
So, Mr. Chair, if I may be allowed, Mr. Chair. So it's very clear, Mr. Chair, upon the confirmation of our Secretariat that when all these documents were requested for Harry Roque to submit, he was here, he did the request of this committee, and in fact agreed to submit all these documents required of him. So in the case, in his pleading to the committee by due process, I agree with Congresswoman Luistro that that one of his reasons that he's not granted due process, our records will show, Mr. Chair, that we have been extending due process. In fact, he himself accepted and never gave or never raised any objection to the request when it was made at his presence, Mr. Speaker, during those dates that were mentioned by the Secretariat. So that is my manifestation, Mr. Chair. that all those motions, all those results that were cited by Mr. Roque are in fact hindi po mag-a-apply. Yung due process man lang, binigyan mo natin siya ng ganong malaking due process because he was here when all those requests were made. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Adjong. Congressman Paduano.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, kaya nga I asked the Chair if the subpoena issued to all those documents to Mr. Harry Roque is still in effect. Though it was not sent to him last week, but there is a motion that time and was approved unanimously by this committee that a subpoena should be issued to Mr. Harry Roque for all those documents being requested by this committee. That's why, Mr. Chairman, I do believe that the subpoena is still in effect. All we have to do is send to Harry Roque that subpoena, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
It is still in effect, Congressman Paduano. In fact, upon the motion of Congresswoman Luistro, we denied already the motion to pass of Attorney Roque. Therefore, he's still compelled to submit all these documents that was required of him during the last committee hearing of the Quadcom. So, we will now proceed with the interpellation.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Amande.
Just like to find out, we have invited Attorney Harry Roque here, but did he submit to us a letter explaining his absence?
None that the committee has received from Attorney Harry Roque, Congressman Amande.
And I would like to make a motion, Mr. Chair, that we issue a show cause order on Tony Harry Roque and compel him to attend this hearing next time. I so move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to issue a show cause order for the absence of Attorney Harry Roque in our committee hearing today. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. Comsec, please take note.
Mr. Chair, last concern.
Mr. Chairman. Okay, Congresswoman Luistro and then Congressman Fernandez.
May we know from the committee secretariat if we were able to verify the veracity of his excuses during his last absence from the Quad Committee's hearing?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, we contacted the International Arbitral Tribunal in Singapore. I have emailed them, messaged them through the contact us because they have no available email. So for now, that's the effort of the committee.
Mr. Chair, I just wish to manifest that we acknowledge the technical gaps which are being encountered already by the committee secretariat. So I hope we can provide some interventions to make these measures and remedies happen. Thank you.
Comsec, take note of the manifestation of Congresswoman Luistro. Now we proceed with the interpellation on the topic of legal pogos. The first to interpellate, Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman, since we are discussing already those people who have not been cited for subpoena, show us order. Are we going to discuss also the issue of Maida Roque? We haven't discussed it yet, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Paduano.
just to clear about it, during the previous hearing, Harry Roque committed to this committee that he will submit the medical certificate of both surgery. And until now, he's not submitted. That's why, to give due process on that matter, maybe we will wait for the official document or the statement coming from Harry Roque. Because Miss Myla Roque sent us a letter. But this letter is not, supposedly is not the issue or the subpoena that was given to him last hearing, Mr. Chairman. So as of now, the status is we will wait for the official certificate, medical certificate coming from the doctors of Miss Myla Roque with regards to the surgery. Kasi yun po yung yung importanteng bagay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Does that satisfy Congressman?
They have submitted to us the No certificate that okay. Sige, thank you, Mr. Chairman. That clarifies everything.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. So we now proceed with the interpellation on the topic of illegal pogo. The first to interpellate is Honorable Johnny Pimentel. You are recognized.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Congressman Suarez.
while our resource person is getting comfortable in her seat, can I just ask the status of Miss Alice Guo to the committee of the Quadcom? We have received news that she has been apprehended in Indonesia. So, can I request from the COMSEC what is the status? Have we invited her? Or have we sent notice that her presence is required in this committee?
There's no invitation at the moment, Your Honor, because we just heard the news this morning, early this morning. And we will probably at the appropriate time wait if there's going to be an invitation from any member. And when I think right now she's still out of the country.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, if I may, in so much as she is involved in what the committee is investigating, and that she is now in the process of coming back to the Philippines, and being an integral resource person to the Quadcom, I therefore move that we invite Ms. Alice Guo to serve as a resource person to the Quadcom. So, Mr. Chair.
Before we rule on that motion,
yeah.
Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Mr. Chairman,
manifestation.
yes, I remember when we conducted the investigation on the POGO with Committee on Public Order and the Games and Amusement. We invited Alice to in the said joint hearing, and the issues of the two joint committees were all elevated to Quadcom. Thereby, I think there are pending motion with regards to the presence of Ms. Alice Guo, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. If that is the case, then the invitation made in the previous committees prior to the creation of Quadcom still stands. She has an invitation from this committee, and we will coordinate with the Senate as to her availability in order to be able to attend our committee hearings on the issue of illegal pogos. Is that satisfying Congressman Suarez?
The intention was for her to present herself, and if that is the direction that Quadcom will take, and I'm satisfied, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Suarez. We now proceed with the interpellation. Congressman Pimentel, you are recognized.
I would like now to direct my questioning to Ms. Cassandra Ong. Cassandra, kamusta ka na? Kamusta naman ang lagay mo dun sa detention center? Pinapakain ka naman.
Opo.
3 beses isang araw.
Opo.
Pananghali ka na.
Yes po.
Ngayon, anong tawag siya ng mga kaibigan mo? Anong palayaw mo? Nickname mo?
Kasi po.
Kasi, okay. Kasi, ang abogadong mo po dito na kasama palagi si Atty. Topacio, hindi po ba?
Kasi.
Yes po, pero today po si attorney.
Okay. Ang tanong ko lang, paano mo nakilala itong si Atty. Topacio?
Hindi ko po siya totally kakilala. Nakita ko lang po siya sa sa social.
Sa social media.
Yes po.
So, Mr. Chair, paano mo na-contact si Atty. Topacio? Kasi pagdating mo dito, naalala mo, turn over ka muna sa NBI, di ba? Kaya may proseso kayo, tapos dinala ka na dito kaagad sa Congress. Pagka umaga, o the next day, I think we had a hearing, nandun na kaagad si Topacio. So, kailan mo na-contact si Topacio?
Nakontak ko po si nakuha ko yung email nila, yung Topacio Law Firm sa Google po.
Sa Google?
Yes po, tapos
So,
in-email ko po sila.
sinerge si Atty. Topacio sa Google nung nasa NBI ka o nandito ka na sa detention center?
Nung panahon na in-email ko siya is around like last month, June? Ay no, June po.
Last month, kinontrata mo na si Atty. Topacio last month, hindi ka pa nahuli dun sa...
Hindi po kinontrata, nag-email lang po.
Nag-email ka
Wala
lang.
pong tawag dito, walang engagement.
So, ibig mo sabihin na gratis amortis itong libre, itong pag-aabogado ni Atty. Topacio sa'yo?
Hindi po siya libre. Nag-down payment po ako yung time na nasa MBI po ako.
So nung panahon nung nasa NBI ka, sigurado ka kasi na ikaw ang nagbigay ng pera o baka naman may nag-contact kay Atty. Topacio, binigay sa iyo na abogado si Atty. Topacio at sila ang nag-down payment?
Hindi po. Sigurado po ako po yung nag-contact sa kanya, ako din po nagbayad sa kanya.
Mr. Chair, kasi bakit mo naman naisipan na si Atty. Topacio ang kukunin mong abogado?
Nakita ko siya sa internet, magaling, tapos matapang po.
Sigurado ka walang nag-recommenda sa iyo kay Atty. Topacio na ayun ang kukunin mo?
Sigurado po.
Okay, dito tayo kasi. Sabi mo, ikaw ipinanganak sa San Juan, hindi po ba?
Yes po.
Doon ka lumaki. Sa San Juan.
Sa Binondo po.
Hindi. Ang San Juan, magkaiba sa Binondo.
Pinanganak po ako sa San Juan.
Pero doon ka na lumaki sa Binondo.
Tama po.
Saan ka nag-aral?
Hindi po ako nakapag-aral.
Hindi ka nakapag-aral.
Nag-aral po, pero hindi po nakapagtapos.
Hanggang high school, nakatapos ka ba ng high school?
Pwede hindi ko na po muna sagutin.
Anyway, hindi ka rin nakadating ng college. Okay, huwag mo na sagutin yun. Tinatanong ko lang yun dahil ako ay namamangha dito sa mga reports na ikaw ay magaling pala sa negosyo. So, if somebody is really good in business, she must have a very good educational background, hindi po ba? Kasi may mga lumabas na mga artikulo na ikaw ay magaling sa negosyo. In fact, meron kang milk tea shop sa San Juan.
Hindi po.
Hindi ka to, walang katotohanan to. Sa Angeles, Pampanga, meron kang binuksan na isang aesthetic center.
Opo.
Kailan mo ito binuksan?
Hindi ko po matandaan yung
Okay,
exact year.
anyway, ito ay wala kang kasosyo sa iyo lang to. Itong aesthetic center sa Pampanga, Angeles, wala kang kasosyo, may kasosyo ka rito.
Pwede hindi ko po siya sagutin. Kasi hindi ko po siya
Walang problema yun. Meron
Maraming
pang
salamat po.
ibang negosyo. Sabi nga sa artikulo, ikaw bata ka pa lang, nagninegosyo ka na, marami kang negosyo, and then meron ka rin isang cafe restaurant sa resort doon, hindi po ba?
Meron po.
Ayun ba ay nag-cooperate pa hanggang ngayon?
Yes po.
Okay, dito tayo sa pagpasok mo ng Lucky South 99. Kailan ka ba nag-apply doon sa Lucky South 99?
Nag-apply po regarding saan po?
Nagtrabaho ka sa Lucky South 99, di ba?
Sa papers po.
Okay, paano ka napasok doon? Pwede mong ikwento dito sa komitiba, paano ka napasok sa Lucky South 99? I mean, mananabaho ka, hindi ba? Ay, hindi naman basta-bastang ikaw ba ay kinuha ng Lucky South 99 o nag-apply ka doon?
Nung una po, sa amin po yung Lucky South 99 yung una po.
Sa inyo?
Opo, sa akin.
Sa iyo yung sa Lucky South 99.
Nung una po. Nung una po, yes po.
But according to Stephanie, nauna po si Stephanie magtrabaho doon sa Lucky South 99 and then nagpa-interview ka doon sa Lucky South 99 at nag-apply ka.
May I know po kung kailan po ako nag-apply at sino po nag-interview sa akin?
Oo.
Opo.
Sino ba nag-interview sa'yo?
Hindi, pwede ko malaman kung sino po yung tinutukoy niya nag-interview sa akin nung panahon.
Hindi mo na rin sasagutin. O dito po tayo sa big boss mo. Hindi mo naman ma-explica dito, hindi mo na ipapaliwanag dito paano ka napasok sa Lucky South 99. Pero as per record, nauna sa'yo si Stephanie, sumunod ka, and then eventually, itong nangyari po ay nung nakapasok ka na ng Lucky South 99, naging personal translator ka ng big boss ninyo na si Duan Renew, hindi po ba?
Ninong ko po siya.
Ninong,
Opo.
paano mo nakilala si Duan Renew? Who?
Best friend po siya ng mami ko.
Best friend ng mami
Yes.
mo. Kailan po sila nagka-best friend ng mami mo? Paano po sila nagkakilala ng best na ni Duan Renew at ng mami mo?
Po?
Paano sila nagkakilala? Sabi mo kanina, Mr. Chair, kasi kaya ka napasok dun sa Lucky South dahil best friend ng mama mo, si Duan Renew. Duan Renew, for the information of everyone, is the big boss of Lucky South 99. Paano naging best friend yung mama mo at saka ano? Gaano na sila katagal magkakilala?
Sa China pa lang po, magkakilala na sila kasi sa China po pinanganak ang mom ko. She's a Chinese po.
Okay.
Yes.
So doon nagkakilala ang mama mo sa China.
Opo.
Duan Renew.
Yes.
Then
Isang city lang po
eventually,
sila.
so ibig mong sabihin, dahil ninong mo siya, ang mama mo ang nagpapasok sa'yo doon kay Duan Renew?
No po. Kinontak po ako ng ninong ko kung pwede po akong tumulong sa kanya kasi hindi po siya marunong mag-Tagalog and mag-English po.
Okay, correct. So yun na nga ang unang tanong ko. Balik tayo sa unang tanong na hindi mo siguro na-dinate. Ikaw ay naging personal translator na Duan Renew. Wu pala. Hindi po ba?
Pwede din po.
Ha?
Pwede din po.
Ay, hindi pwede. Sagot mo pwede din po. You became the translator, personal translator of the big boss of Lucky South 99, Mr. Duan Renew. Yes or no?
Yes.
Wow, hindi naman mahirap sagutin yung Duan. Wala namang masama doon sasagutin that you became a personal translator. Sa pagiging personal translator mo, Mr. Chair, kasi naging palagi kang kasama ni Mr. Duan Renew. Hindi po ba?
Yes po, nung una.
So naging constant companion ka ni Duan Renew. Hindi po ba?
If needed lang naman. Not always.
Well, according to the testimony of some of the resource person, during the last hearing, wala ka pa, sinabi nila, naging personal translator ka, and because of your job, palagi kang kasama, constant companion.
Again po, pag kailangan lang po, tsaka ako sumasama.
And in fact, itong sunod ko na tanong, dahil palagi kang kasama, personal translator, kahit hindi marunong magsalita ng Tagalog yung si Duan Ryu, sa dami ng transaksyon, totoo po ba ikaw ay tumira doon sa bahay o kung saan nakatira si Duan Ryu?
Yes po.
Saan po yun? Saan po yung tinirahan yung bahay na kasama ng si Duan Ryu?
Nung una po, kung saan po yung office. Tapos po, nung
Saan po
huli,
ba yung office na yun?
I think around sa Friendship Highway lang, pero hindi ko sure yung
Pampanga
address.
pa rin?
Yes po.
Okay, so ilang taon po kayong nakatira doon ni Duan Ryu? Buo pala.
I think since then, since pumunta na ako doon na po ako nakatira. But sometimes umuwi din naman po ako sa Binondo.
So 2019 ka nagsimula magtrabaho kay Duan Ryu, hindi ko ba?
Pwede. Yes po.
Okay, so 2019, magkasama na kayo, doon ka tumira. Sino po ba ang kasama ninyo sa tirahan ni Duan Ryu?
Kami lang.
Kayo lang,
Mm.
dalawa.
Sa bahay po. But
Bahay lang.
meron po kaming staff po.
Okay. So totoo po talaga na dahil nakatira ka na doon, totoo po talaga pala yung testimonya ng yung dating resource person po dito na palagi kayong magkasama.
Isang bahay po, pero hindi po lagi magkasama.
Eh hindi, paano naman nangyari yun? Eh magkasama kayo sa isang bahay, tapos sabi mo, hindi kayo palagi kasama, ipagising mo, nandun na yung Duan Ryu.
Yes po.
Pag natulog kayo, nandun na rin yung Duan Ryu. So halos araw-araw, kasi sabi mo, as per your statement, doon ka nakitira, so araw-araw kayo nakikita ni Duan Ryu, hindi po ba?
Hindi araw-araw nagkikita. Isang bahay po kami. Pero may sariling lakad po siya. May sariling lakad din po ako. So sometimes, hindi po kami nagkikita sa isang bahay. Kahit magkasama po kami sa isang bahay.
May tanong po ko,
Opo.
Mr. Chair. Sana huwag po kayong magagalit, ano?
Yes po.
Sana huwag mong masamahin ito, no?
Yes po.
Pero hindi natin maalis sa pag-iisip ng mga tao.
Mm.
You're living in one roof, you are a woman, Duan Ryu sa man. Tanong ko po, wala pa kayong relasyon ni Mr. Duan Ryu?
Wala po.
Kasi alam mo, na yung mga kasama mo sa trabaho dito, na nakausap namin, nauna po si Stephanie sa inyo, Mascareñas, ng trabaho, hindi po ba? Pero pagdating mo ninyo, you became very close to Duan Ryu. And eventually, si Stephanie Mascareñas, medyo naalis, hindi po ba? Pagpasok nyo, after a few months, nawala na si Stephanie.
Hindi po totoo yan. Alam niya po sa sarili niya.
Well, anyway, that's a word of yours against hers, no? But anyway, yun yung tinestify niya dito. Ngayon, pagkawala ni Stephanie, Mascareñas, you started to become powerful doon sa Lucky South 99. Naging kompetente ka ni Mr. Duan Ryu to the point na ginawa kang incorporator, to the point na ginawa ka yung mga cheque nilagay na sa mga pangalan mo, to the point na ikaw na po ang nagdidesisyon ng mga lahat ng galaw, lahat ng mga gawain doon sa Lucky South 99, hindi po ba?
Correction lang po. Nag-invest din po ako doon. Naglabas po ako ng money for that po.
Pagkano naman po ang in-invest ninyo doon?
Pwedeng hindi ko po sabihin. Medyo it's private po eh.
Ipagpalagay po natin, ballpark figure lang, nasa 1 million, nasa 100 million, nasa
Pwedeng hindi ko po
500
sabihin.
million. So ilang porsyento po kayo doon?
Saan po? Which company po?
Yung Lucky South 99.
Yung Lucky South 99, yung una, maliit lang po. Pero po, again, Hindi po ako naging incorporator po ng Lucky South.
So anyway, dun sa investment mo,
Yes po.
paano ang, kasi investment yan,
Yes.
a person invest in a business, ang objective ay para kumita. So I'm sure na almost 5 to 6 years, doon ka sa Lucky South 99, sabi mo nag-invest ka. So gano ang dividendo ninyo o yung income mo nung doon sa investment mo, ilang beses ka binibigyan sa isang taon?
Pwede hindi ko muna i-disclose po yan.
Well, but we have to
Pasensya
assume
na po.
that you were earning a substantial amount because yung operations ng Lucky South 99 ay napakalaki, no? In fact, the assets, everything ay malaki po. Dito po tayo sa ano, meron nung ni-raid sa Porac, Pampanga na yung mansion complex. Alam nyo yun, di ba?
Yes
Yung
po.
merong mga villas, yung may lake, tapos may villa sa gitna.
Yes po.
As per record po, lumalabas yata na sa inyo po yun.
Opo. Lahat ng investment namin, lahat ng kinita po namin nasa Pilipinas po.
Hindi, tinatanong ko lang. Sige, wala na. Tinatanong ko lang, sa iyo yun, gano'ng kalaki po yun?
Opo. I think 3 hectares po.
3
2 to
hectares.
3 hectares.
Sa tingin mo, magkano na ang halaga nun?
Hindi ko po sigurado.
Sa tingin ko po at saka sa assessment ng ibang ahensya po, ay nagkakahalaga po ng 2.5 billion pesos po yun. 2.5 billion pesos. Napakalaking halaga for a 24-year-old. So, yun po ang isang mga katanungan po dito sa komitiba na lumalabas. You have ng kumita ka talaga na malaki doon sa operations ng Lucky South 99.
Again,
To have that investment of 2.5 billion pesos, eh malaki yung kinita nyo sa Lucky South 99. And it just shows, Mr. Chair, that Cassie is heavily involved in the operations of Lucky South 99. The fact that her name appears in the several documents, the fact that she has amassed several billions of pesos of properties just shows that she is really part owner of Lucky South 99. Hindi po ba?
wala po akong kinalaman sa operational ng Lucky South 99. Again, nagpapaupa lamang po kami at wala na po. Maliban sa paupa, wala po akong kinalaman sa Lucky South 99 or any POGO or operational ng POGO po.
Okay, doon po tayo kasi, Mr. Chair, nagpapaupa lang kayo sa Lucky South 99.
Opo,
Magkano bang upa ng Lucky South 99?
500 per square meter.
Ilang square meters yun?
Sa bahay po yun. Yung bahay is 3 hectares, around 2 to 3 hectares po.
Ano ba, klaruhin natin, ano bang pinaparentalan mo? Yung sa Porac, Pampanga o yung sa
Porac,
mansion
Pampanga po.
Yung sa mansion complex?
Hindi po. Iba po yung mansion, iba po yung office po.
Okay, yung sa office, ilang hectares yun? Ilang square meters?
Yung sa office, I think, nasa 7 hectares.
7 hectares?
Pwede ko po i-double check.
That's the land area. Kung 7 hectares, 7
Pero yung mismong, ano po, i-check ko po para sigurado.
Ano yung 500 per square meter? Every month ba yun o yearly?
Per month.
Per month? Aba, sa 7 hectares, 70,000 square meters times 500, that's 35 million.
Ito double check ko po kung gaano kalaki po yung building mismo.
Hindi, yun ang sinabi mo. So, yun,
Opo, yung lot po is 7 hectares po.
kayo
I
pa
think-
ba may-ari nun, nung 7 hectares na yun?
Hindi po. Sa Cruz family po.
Eh paano, bakit ikaw nagpaparenta nun? Sa Cruz family pala yun.
Meron po kami kontrata na may nangyari lang po. Pero as of now, hindi pa po siya sa amin.
So anong kontrata ni Sasa nakasaan doon sa kontrata niyo?
Contract to sell po. Kaso nagkaroon lang ng konting problema. Ayun po yung hinahawakan ni...
Contract to sell.
Yes po, ayun po yung hinahawakan ni...
So, ilang taong ka nagpaparenta niyang lupa na yun na 7 hectares? Ilang taon?
Bali, nag-start po siya sa maliit na... Bali, may phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 po siya. After kumita ng phase 1 po, tsaka lang binild yung phase 2. Tapos after kumita ng phase 2, tsaka lang nag-build yung phase 3 po.
Okay.
Opo.
Yung lupa,
Lahat po yan mag-check
yung
po.
lupa kay Cruz family, pero yung kontrata ng lease, yung lease contract, sa'yo, it's between you and Lucky South 99. Ganun
Yes.
po ba?
Mm.
Ngayon, binabayaran ka ng Lucky South 99 na naintaan ng rental. Binibigyan mo ba yung Cruz family?
Nag-installment po kami. Ang usapan po namin with their father, si Roberto Cruz, installment po ang lupa.
Pero hanggang ngayon, di pa nyo nababayaran.
Nagkaroon lang ng konting problema. Ayun po yung kasong hinahawakan ni Attorney Harry Roque po.
Alam mo, kasi
Opo.
sa tingin ko lang at saka sa isipan ng mga tao dito, hindi po kami naniniwala na hindi ka involved dun sa Lucky South 99. Kasi kung nagpaparenta lang po kayo ng lupa, hindi ka kikita ng bilyon doon. Tatanda ka na lang tatanda, hindi ka kikita ng bilyon. But the fact that you're able to purchase a land worth 2.5 billion pesos, hindi lang rental po ang kinikita ninyo doon. You are part owner and probably meron ka talagang dividendo doon. Yung lupa pa ba sa mansion na complex, nasa pangalan mo?
Nasa pangalan po ng corporation po.
Napag-aari mo?
Opo.
Mr. Chair, I have no further questions, but upon interpellation, I sincerely believe that Casiong is withholding information regarding the operations of Lucky South 99, and I certainly believe that Ms. Cassandra Ong is heavily involved or a partner of Lucky South 99. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel. Ako, interjection lang dun sa, susugan ko lang yung tanong ni Congressman Pimentel kasi sabi mo, ang business nyo ay hindi Pogo, tama?
Yes po.
At real estate, tama?
Yes po.
At kayo ang gumawa ng mga buildings,
Yes
tama?
po.
Magkano cost ng building na ginawa nyo?
Pwede ko i-double check po?
Sige, do you have your data there now with you?
No, kasi yung phone ko...
Sige, so, pero kayo nagpagawa.
Opo.
So, yung pinagawa niyo yun, sino ang kasosyo mo dyan?
Lahat ng name po sa corporation except kay Shangtan.
Okay, kasi dun sa incorporator ng Lucky South 99, kasama dito si Mr. Silang tatlo sila, yan. Si Mr. Chua, si Mr. I can't see your name. Yeah. Mr. Litsangan, kasama ba sila sa investor?
Hindi ko po sila kilala.
Kasi sabi mo, yung incorporator ng Lucky South 99, sa records na hawak namin, sila ay isa sa mga may-ari ng Lucky South 99.
Ang alam ko po, ang may-ari po ng Lucky South 99 is yung nangungupa po dati sa amin. Tapos ngayon siya na yung owner, si Mr. Chen.
Chinese.
Yes, gonna update you po sa pangalan.
Okay.
Hingin ko lang po.
So,
Alamin ko lang.
sige. So, yun kayo ang nagpatayo. Kasama ka kasi may investment ka mo doon, di ba?
Opo.
So, kasama ka doon sa nagpatayo ng mga building. At
Opo.
sa ngayon, hindi mo kayang masabi sa amin kung magkano yung cost ng mga building na yon. Pero I'm sure malaki yun kasi ang daming building di ba? Ilan total number of buildings dun sa area?
40 plus?
40 plus buildings.
Opo.
At hindi pa kasama yung mga mansions.
Kasama na po siya sa...
Kasama siya dun sa 40 plus buildings?
Opo, iba po yung sinasabi ni Mr. Chair na mansion na sa Porac and iba po yung sa office po.
Okay. Tanong ko lang, no? Kasi puro mga Chinese yung kapartner mo dyan sa real estate na negosyo yan. Tama? Oo. Sa tingin mo, saan galing yung pera nila?
Mr. Chair, lahat ng pera po namin is galing po sa hard-earned money po
Saan?
namin. Sa Pilipinas din po.
Sa Pilipinas?
Again, yung lupa po namin is installment po. Hindi po namin fully paid
Hindi.
ng lupa.
Yung perang ginamit nyo pagpatayo ng mga building, saan galing yung pera na yun?
Yung part ko is tawag dito, sa mom ko.
Ah, mami mo.
Yung part ko po,
So,
Yes.
ang mami mo ay may business.
ano lang po, wholesale.
Wholesale.
Opo,
Ng ano yun?
Chinese po kami.
Wholesale ng
Ng mga iba-ibang product.
parang goods coming from China, gano'n.
Yes po.
So, ibig sabihin, dahil dun sa negosyo ng mother mo, nag-invest ang mother mo tsaka ikaw.
No po, wala na po yung time na yun, wala na po yung mother ko.
Pero yung pera ng mother mo, na kanino?
Nasa akin po.
Ilang kayo magkapatid?
Dalawa po.
Dalawa. So, yung mas matanda ka.
Opo.
Okay. Kasi, mahiwaga yung saan galing yung pera, pinagpatayo ng building. Sabi mo, sa'yo, sa side ng mother mo. Yung mga kasama mo, saan kaya galing yung kanilang pera na in-invest dyan?
Ang alam ko po, pwede ko i-double check, hindi ko po talaga
Ha?
sigurado eh.
Ano yung pakiulit?
Pwede ko po i-double check, hindi ko po sigurado.
Sige,
Kasi po, Mr. Chair, hindi ko naman po talaga alam kung paano po. If you're gonna ask me po right now, hindi ko po
Yung bang-
ma-explain sa inyo.
Yung bang pera nila galing sa abroad?
Hindi ko po alam.
Yung bang pera nila ay galing sa negosyo nila rito?
Hindi ko po talaga alam. Hindi ko po masagot kasi hindi ko po talaga alam eh.
Hindi, sige. Kasi para importanteng malaman namin saan galing yung pinagpatayo nyo ng dahil hindi yung basta-basta eh. Diba? Gaya ng sinabi ko, nung tinanong kita, mga investor, no? Kasi parang ikaw, investor. Kaya tinabi mo yung mga incorporators ng Lucky South. Incorporator sila ng Lucky South eh. Base sa dokumento na hawak namin, sila ay mga dating incorporator.
Basta, ang alam ko po, ang may-ari ng Lucky South, si Mr. Chung. I'm gonna give you his full details once na makol ko po yung mga.
Hindi kaya, ito tanong na diretso, hindi kaya galing sa drugs ang negosyo ng mga partner mo, yung mga kasosyo mo?
Sigurado po ako, hindi po.
So, hindi. So, hindi kaya ito ay nilolonder lang, money laundering dito sa Pilipinas, yung perang galing sa mga illegal na source?
If you're gonna ask me po, hindi po.
Gano'n mo makilala yung Mr. Wu?
Close kami pag pumupunta po siya sa Pilipinas.
Kasi ninong mo.
Opo. Except nung bata ko, nung nasa China po ako,
Oo.
nagre-vacation lang po. Nakikita ko.
So, ito bang si Mr. Wu, ilang taon? Mga ilang taon ito?
Plus?
May asawa?
Yes po.
Chinese, Pilipina.
Chinese po.
Nandito sa Pilipinas o
Wala po.
Sa China?
Nasa Singapore po.
Anong negosyo niya sa China? Meron alam mo?
Sino po?
Si Mr. Wu.
Wala.
Hindi mo siya ganun kakilala to know.
Ang alam ko lang po is nagkatrabaho siya sa government agency noon. Tapos nag-resign na po after.
Tapos nagnegosyo siya.
Opo.
So dati siyang empleyado ng China government. Tama?
Simpleng police lang po siya.
Yun. So,
Pero again, nag-resign na rin po siya.
tama ka. Kasi yun din ang aming information, no? Dati siyang police, in fact, marami siyang record. Alam mo ba na may mga record siya? Na magiging police?
Record na.
Record na maraming negative na record siya doon sa China. Alam mo ba yun? Sige, sasabihin ko sa iyo at the appropriate time. Okay? So, again, nakapagtaka kasi na nag-invest ka dyan, yung hard-earned money sinasabi mo, galing sa iyo, galing sa mother mo, itinaya mo dyan sa negosyong yan, wala kang kasiguruhan kung ito ay babalik o sigurado kang babalik. Magdedividendo ka.
Mr. Chair, wala po kasiguraduhan sa negosyo.
Okay, tama yan. No? Kasi yun din ang aking pananaw. No? Dahil pagka nag-invest ka, lalo na kung malaki ang investment mo, no, para ka nagsusugal. Di ba? Mababawi mo lang siguro yun kung siswertehin ka sa sugal. Tama ba ba?
Opo.
Okay, sige. So, no further questions. Next, yes, Congressman.
Interjection na. Kasi, bakit gusto niyo sa Pampanga? Anong meron sa Pampanga?
Bakit?
Bakit di mo kagad masagot? Kasi nandiyan ka lang, tagal-tagal mo na sa amin. Sa Pampanga. Tika Pampanga ako.
Hindi crowded ang Pampanga po. Tsaka malapit siya sa Manila.
Malapit siya sa Manila.
Opo, 2 hours drive lang. 2 hours na biyahe lang po.
Sino ang gumawa ng Pogo sa Porac?
Nung una, real estate lang po siya. Tapos pinarentahan lang po sa mga Pogo.
Hindi nga. Sino ang gumawa yung contractor ng mga building na 40 plus sa Porac?
Double check ko po para masigurado ko lang na tama po yung information na ibibigay ko po sa inyo.
May kontrata ba kayo nung gumawa ng mga building sa Porac?
Ang alam ko po meron po.
Pwede mong bigyan itong committee na ito para malaman natin?
Try ko po mag-contact kasi wala po talaga po lahat ng contact eh. Dahil nga yung phone ko
May building permit pa kayo?
Ang alam ko po meron kasi, hindi ko po sigurado po ha. Basta ang alam ko po meron kasi may tagalakad for that po.
Well, anyway, kaya tinawag ko ito kasi masyado ng kawawa yung probinsya po namin. Masyadong sikat araw-araw. Alam niyo po, kaya nandito yung Quadcom. Number 1, dyan nakita yung droga na 3.6 billion na 560 kilos sa bayan ko sa Mexico, Pampanga. Pangalawa, dyan nangyari ang bentahan ng lupa, ang nakabili mga Chinese na korporasyon and all incorporators ay Chinese. Ang nakabili thousands of hectares, ang nakabili mga Chinese. Kaya yung public accounts na dito. Pangatlo, yung Pogo, nakita natin sa Porac, sa Bamban. Kaya nandyan si Chairman Dan Fernandez. Pangapat, kaya sinasabi ko to, nalulungkot kami, maraming tumatawag sa akin, anong nangyari sa probinsya natin sa Pampanga? Diyan nangyari yung karumal-dumal na pinakita ni Chairman Fernandez. Pinugutan ng ulo, pinatay, talagang grabe yung ginawa nila. Kaya nandito tayo ngayon, diba kasi? So, next time, kung pwede mong ibigay sa amin yung capitalization ng inyong kumpanya para ma-assess lang namin yung paggawa nyo sa Bamban at saka sa Porac. Pwede ba kasi?
Mr. Chair, correction lang po ha. Wala po akong kinalaman sa Bamban.
Porac.
Opo.
Si Alice Goo, meron naman kaalaman sa Bamban, di ba? Kaya we invited Alice Goo na. So, Mr. Chairman, maraming salamat. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you. Kasi, last naman, no? Siya ba? Si Alice, Pilipina.
Hindi po. Tanungin niyo po siya. Kasi hindi po ako si Alice eh.
Kasi boyfriend mo yung kapatid niya, mo.
Opo, pero again, hindi po ako close with Alice.
Eh si yung kanyang kapatid, Filipino, Chinese.
Ang alam ko po, Pilipino siya.
Yung alam mo.
Opo, ang alam ko. Siyempre, Mr. Chair, di ko na po siya natatanong for that.
Sige, thank you. The next to interpolate is Congresswoman Agabas. Congresswoman Agabas, you are recognized. Okay. So, the next to interpolate is Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi you have written us a letter, no? At sa sulat mo, addressed to the Quad Committee sa 4 na chairman, wini-withdraw mo yung iyong signing of waiver. Why?
Hindi ko pa po totally wini-withdraw.
Okay.
Nung time na nangako po ako or nagsabi ako ng yes sa inyo is yung time na wala pa po akong kaso. As of now, I have 87 cases po.
Oh, yeah. So,
And,
sige, go ahead.
okay lang po. And gugustuhin ko po sana na malaman muna ng lawyer ko or mapag-aralan po nila yung possible na Hindi ko po kina-close yung door for that. Again, pinirmahan ko po siya. Yung time na binigay po ni Comsec, on the spot, hindi po ako nagdalawang isip for that po.
And as a matter of fact, ay nung pinirma mo siya, during the time na nagkaroon tayo ng hearing, 2 days after, pinayal ng NBI, ng PAOK, saka ng AMLAC yung case, no? Pero
Yes po.
that case was, pupunta muna yun sa preliminary investigation para makita nila kung meron siyang probable cause. And I have seen yung dokumento, isang makapal sa documents. And out of the 35 na mga kinasuhan doon, ang 34 ka. Alam mo ba yan?
Hindi pa po namin nakikita
Yung
yung...
totality.
Opo, hindi pa po na-receive ng lawyer ko yung mga kasong sinampa po sa akin.
Yes. And I would like you to understand that ang nag-file is AMLAC, NBI, sa PAOK. So kung AMLAC yun, once na nakarating yun doon sa korte, so nandun na yung mga ebidensya na makikita at they can file a supplemental doon sa mga waiver na hinihingi namin sa iyo regarding doon sa mga bank transactions that you issued, no? And basically what we wanted sana, kasi I hope that you will understand the work of Congress. Ang trabaho ng Congress, iba doon sa trabaho ng Korte. Yung Korte, it's a long process. At itong dito sa amin sa Kongreso, is an investigation in aid of legislation. So what we wanted to find out in this committee ay yung mga pangyayari na makakatulong para baguhin namin ang mga existing na batas para mapatibay natin yung mga pagsawata sa mga kriminalidad na nangyayari sa ating bayan. Especially doon sa Pogo, including yung mga crime elements of human trafficking, sex crimes, kidnapping, torture, murders, and a lot of things. So we hope that you understand that. And trying to what do you call that? Isang tabi mo muna yung waiver will derail the purpose of this investigation. Do you know that? Na medyo, siyempre, kung hindi ka mag-waiver, so eventually hindi namin makikita yung mga bank transaction mo na maaaring doon namin makita yung mga sinasabi namin malalaking tao na involved sa operation ng Pogo. Kasi doon kami nagkakaroon ng standoff eh. Once na, like for example, kay Rolly Baterna, pinaprocess na namin yung waiver na inisyo niya. Samantalang yung sa iyo, hindi namin ma-process because you have issued a temporary withholding the notarization of your signed waiver. So, baka kasi maano ka ng mga event na once na ang AMLAC padala na dito ng tinatawag natin mga bank transaction mo because they have already elevated that to the court, magiging useless na yung waiver na ibibigay mo sa akin. Alam mo ba yan? So, you need to discuss that with your lawyer, Cassandra.
Pag-aaralan po ng hindi ko naman po again kino-close yung door for that waiver, but gusto ko po sana na mapag-aralan po muna ng aking mga abogado yung kasong sinampa po sa akin ng government agency po.
Doon sa 46 buildings that nandun sa PORA. Kasi sabi mo kanina, 40 plus, di ba? 46 yung buildings doon. At sa 46 buildings na yon, kasama din yung mansion?
Hindi po.
Hindi kasama yung mansion? Okay. So, kanina, ibinanggit si Mr. Representative Johnny Pimentel that the assessment of that property already recent from before na hundreds of millions. But according sa assessment, it recent to 2.5 billion. Hindi po, umaabot na ng 2.5 billion yung property, including the lots, the buildings, the structures, the golf courses. Meron golf courses yan, di ba? Walang golf course.
Wala po.
Mga bilas lang. Mga bilas.
Bahay lang po.
Mga bahay sa mga buildings.
Buildings, ilan lang po siya.
So do you think aabot siya sa 2.5 billion?
Ipa-double check ko po dun sa account ko po.
And if you have a 58% stake sa Whirlwind Corporation, which own the real estate property, kung titignan natin 58%, so kung for example, gawin na lang natin 2 billion yun, so meron ka ng more than 1 million. Tama ba yan? Kasi 58% ka eh.
If ganun po yung compute, tama po. Pero hindi ko po sinasabi na
2 billion.
i-double check ko po.
Sige. Okay. Anyway, doon po sa Pora, have you encountered a personality in the name of Rose Nonolin?
Pwede pong pakiulit.
Rose Nonolin.
Hindi ko po sigurado, pero hindi familiar yung name sa akin.
Familiar.
Hindi familiar.
Hindi siya familiar. Rose Nonolin.
Maybe sa Facebook,
Okay.
possible.
Nung June 4, yung Lucky South 2024 was rated by government operatives. Do you remember the time na na-rate ko ng DILG?
Yung mansion po ba yun?
Lucky South 99, located in Pora, Pampanga, was rated in June 4, 2024. Na-rate siya. Are you familiar with this rate?
Opo.
Okay. And after that, nagpatuloy pa rin ang operasyon. Even nagkaroon na ng
Wala na pong operational dahil ni-raid na po nila. Pero wala po silang nakita kahit isang tao sa loob po ng compound.
So in other words, nung ma-raid siya nung June 4, ay nagpatuloy pa rin kayo ng operasyon.
Again, wala na pong operation by that time. At nung ni-raid po yun, wala na pong operational dahil po nag-email po ang PAGCOR sa amin na hindi na po nila i-renew yung yung lisensya po namin.
So hindi na siya nag-operate after June 4?
Yes po. And pwede na po akong bigyan ng chance mag-explain regarding dun po sa pinakita niya last time sa akin na torture.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Yung mga torture video na yon, pwede na mong puntahan ang Porok Pampanga. Wala po kayo makikitang any background na ganun yung room ng torture. Kahit ikutin niyo po ang buong Porok Pampanga na meron po doon sa sinasabing illegal pogo raid. na nirate ng PAOK po.
Ay, ibig mo sabihin yung 46 buildings na yun, walang nagmamatch doon sa pinakita natin mga torture.
Yes po.
How can you be sure of it?
Again, hindi po ako sigurado. Pero po,
Yes.
dun
Hindi ka
sa...
sigurado?
Ha?
Hindi ka sigurado?
Hindi, kasi
Hindi ka
yung...
sigurado na doon naganap yung mga torture na sinasabi ko.
Kasi kung
the last
makikita
time.
niyo po yung video,
Yung background.
Opo, yung background ng video, wala po kami gano'n na background.
Sa lahat ng 46 buildings.
Yes po.
And in every building, how many rooms do they have sa bawat building?
Hindi ko po sigurado. Pero, kasi wala akong, hindi ko pinapakailaman ng operational
You know,
nila.
kasi galing kami doon eh. We have
Opo.
seen it, the place eh.
Yeah.
And at the same time, ang lawak ng lugar.
Opo.
And trying to tell us na yung pinakita namin dito, walang mga background doon sa actual location where it happened. It's beyond my comprehension. Kasi sa 46 buildings na yun, it's really hard to go around. Hindi mo kayang talagang puntahan ng lahat. And at the same time, kaya mong baguhin right away yung mga background na sinasabi mo. So don't tell us, no? Don't tell us that the videos, the tortures that was raided by PAOK and they were able to confiscate thousands of cell phones at nakuha mismo doon sa area where it was raided, doon nakuha yung mga video ng tortures. And I think it's quite offending on the part of the PAOK to tell this story na walang mga background na gano'n. Kung hindi mo siya mako-confirm that you were able to visit all the 46 buildings in that Pogo Hub. If, Cassie, if you were able to see all of the rooms of the 46 buildings, then I will believe you.
Mr. Chair, kami
Yes.
po nagpatayo doon. At nung na-raid po yun, hindi na po kami nakapasok. Even Wordwin, hindi na po makapasok.
Noong
Ni-raid po yun. Nung na-raid, nung sinasabi nung June 4, hindi ko
Yes.
maalala yung exact date ng raid din. Nung na-raid nung June 4, hindi na po kami nakapasok. Any staff from Wordwin, Mapal, Wordwin, Lucky South, hindi na po sila nakapasok.
So in other words,
So, impossible.
Cassie, you're telling us because you are trying to tell me that you know the different backgrounds o yung mga pasad ng different rooms and buildings for that matter in 46. So meaning kung alam mo lahat yung mga pasad at yung mga background ng mga different rooms, you are directly involved in the operation of Pogo.
Again, Mr. Chair, correct ko lang po ha. Kami po nagpatayo, kaya alam ko po
Exactly.
yung background. Pero hindi po at never po ako nangailam sa operational ng any Pogo po. Meron po ba ditong present na makakapagturo kung ako po ang kung nakisali po ako sa operational ng Pogo po?
And that's why I was a bit shocked when you are trying to tell us that it's a different background ng mga torture victims that I have shown in the last hearing. Because parang ang feeling ko, alam na alam mo lahat ng bawat rooms ng bawat building. Doon